Hi and welcome back to another Amazon selling video. If you don't know me, my name is Nikki Kirk and I've been doing retail arbitrage selling on Amazon via FBA and more recently a little bit of merchant fulfilled, all from my fifth wheel RV. I haven't done like an update of where I'm at in a while, so I'm currently in Indiana where, fun fact, did you know that 80% of RVs are made in Indiana? I think it's like 65% are from Elkhart, Indiana, where I will be in a week or two. So selling on Amazon has quite literally changed my life. I now own my own business. I have been to 44 states in the US, all while working on the road. Because of how easy it is to do, I'm always encouraging new sellers to just get started, get out there and do it, because it literally is life-changing and it's pretty awesome to not have to worry about a boss or a job you hate or going into the office. Literally going into the office means I get to go to Walmarts and Targets and Tuesday mornings and TJ Maxx and go shopping. That's pretty freaking awesome. So today's video, I'm just gonna go over startup tips. Things I didn't know, things I wish I'd known, things that people have asked about starting. So if you're a new seller, or even if you've been selling for a couple months, like some of the things I had done, hopefully these are helpful for you. So after you have opened your Amazon selling account, the first thing I'm always asked is what scanning app do I use? And I just use the Amazon Seller app. It's downloadable to your phone and I literally use it to scan in stores. So you can download, even if you don't have an Amazon account, you could download the app right now. It just won't be any help because you have to log into your account. So you need an account for that. So something in the app that I did not know for months, I mean months, before I finally got the courage to ask it in one of the groups, was how the heck do I see what I sold? Like, I see that I've sold stuff. It says this amount of money, 7 products sold. Like, you can see that in the app. But how do I know what sold? So it's pretty simple, actually. In the app, you just go ahead and click Manage Orders, and then in there you can filter at the bottom. So you select that. You want to select Fulfilled by All, Shipping All, Status All. So that way, right there, whenever you want to see it, just hit Manage Orders, and the orders that are most recent are right at the top, and you can scroll and see what you've sold that day. It's really helpful when you want to go out shopping and you're like, what should I be doing? What did I sell? I'm telling you, I don't even know. I want to say it was 6 months. It was a long time before I figured this one out. Another tip in the app. So at the top, you'll see your current balance, which is the money that Amazon owes you. So those are your profits plus obviously the cost of the inventory that you're getting back from Amazon. So here's the thing, that gets paid out to you automatically every 2 weeks. On your Seller Central, if you hit reports and payments, you can ask for that money out whenever you want. But just know that, so today is Sunday, that if I ask for the money today, now the next payment is going to be 2 weeks from now, Sunday, automatically. So anytime you ask for it, it just pushes that next auto payment out 2 weeks. And when you hit request funds, you're not gonna get the entire thing. It has changed now, thankfully, that in the reports area you can see how much this, if you hit it right now, how much you'll get, but it's not gonna be that whole big amount that's there. So if you wait every 2 weeks, you can get the money back. If you need the money more, I got into the habit where every Monday I just do it, whatever it's there, every Monday I ask for it. It's really up to you and your funds. It's if you wanna wait for the 2 weeks, but I think people don't know and don't realize is that whenever you go ahead and hit request funds, it does push out the next payment 2 weeks. That doesn't mean you can't get more, but it is 2 weeks for the big one. Another thing I've seen people do is they try and use the app for a lot of things like getting ungated and all that. I use the desktop Seller Central. I only really use the app to check my sales and to scan. Other than that, it's just too cumbersome to try to do stuff. So changing my prices, I do that in the desktop. Asking for ungating, now you can actually input invoices on the app. I've never done it. I prefer to do it on the desktop just because there's so many glitches with the app. So it's just easier for me, I think. All right, so new seller tip number 2. All that first was number 1, seller app. Okay, so number 2, open a separate checking account. You wanna keep everything separate. So you don't have to open a business one. I still don't have a business account. I just have a separate personal checking account. And the reason is that you just wanna keep everything separated. So that means if I'm at Target and I'm buying stuff for me and stuff for my business, I'm doing 2 separate transactions. So definitely keep everything separate. I think checking accounts are free now. I have one at US Bank. I don't know that I recommend it just because when the payments do automatically come through, for whatever reason, US Bank takes 2 days and I have a personal Chase account and that only takes 1 day. So I think Chase is a little bit faster. Whatever the bank you use, just 2 separate accounts. Tip number 3, track your mileage. That's one of the like do as I say, not as I do. I don't track my mileage. What I do is I know what campground I was at, so I know what city I shopped in based on my receipts, and at the end of the year, I literally make an Excel and I use Google Maps and say how long away it was. All because I simply haven't gotten the habit of getting an app, hitting I'm on the road, and driving. I know it's one of those things where when you do it enough, it'll just become habit, and I need to do that because the way I've been doing it is so time consuming. So track your mileage. There's plenty of apps to do that. You could probably Google search it, so I don't have one recommended because I don't do it yet. And keep all your receipts. I use Receipt Bank because you literally just take a photo of the receipt and then it all gets it all. It reads where it's from, it reads the total, it puts it all into their system, and I can download it as an Excel. And it even works with, I think, QuickBooks and a lot of other programs, so it'll push it right into whatever software you use, if you use software, or you can download it, the Excel sheet, for tax purposes. If you do OA, you can actually email in receipts, so I'll email in like Target, if I order something on Target, and it'll email me the receipt. I just forward that receipt to my Receipt Bank, and it adds it. Very helpful. So keep all your receipts. I have all my receipts since 2017 when I started. Okay, and then obviously the big one for new sellers is what the heck do you buy? So it's really can be frustrating when you're restricted in everything, so I highly recommend getting ungated. I know, right? I'm a broken record, but I'm telling you this because it's something I regret not doing sooner. And just this week in my guide group, someone said, I wish I had done this a lot sooner. So it's not just me saying it, it's a lot of sellers who just simply wish they had done it sooner. So if your funds are tight, I really recommend getting ungated and Topical and grocery to start because it's affordable and it's so worth it. If selling on Amazon is something you are taking seriously and you want to grow it and you want this to be your business and generate income, it's so worth getting ungated. I think altogether, if you buy the guide and do the minimum order, it's like $300, and I'm telling you it's worth every penny. But in the meantime, while you are just out there sourcing as a new seller, I recently asked in the group because I've gotten this question a lot, and it's been 3 years since I was a new seller, so I was like, what are you guys scanning? So my Bolo group is so freaking helpful. It's so nice. It blew me away, the response. So everyone just shared what they were scanning as a new seller and categories to look for, and it was incredibly helpful. So it's just another reason I am so proud of this Bolo group. But if you want help and you need lists of items to look for, definitely consider joining the group. I'm going to share some of the things that they said in the group so that you can be on the lookout of areas of what to scan as a new seller. So one member says home goods, things like cutlery, dishes, towels, frying pans, spatulas, clothing, socks, bras, baby clothes, water bottles, food storage, sporting goods, puzzles, crafts, pet supplies, party supplies, home office, office supplies, sporting goods, pet stuff, kitchen. So those are just some of the areas you should definitely recommend. And then this is one of the comments that I really love because she says, just keep scanning. I often find things in Topical section that aren't gated for anything, but if I hadn't scanned, I wouldn't have known. And that is one thing that I'm always talking about, is just keep scanning. Scan. You just never know. Recently, someone shared something in the Bolo group, which I'm gated in, but then someone else shared another item from that same brand and I'm not gated in. So if I would have just scanned the one thing and it said, oh, I'm gated, and I gave up on that brand completely, I would never know that this other highly profitable item I could have sold. So it's just a reminder to scan everything because you just never know. And now the big one, tip number 5, just start. Just do it. If you've opened your account and you've scanned and you're like, oh, I don't know, should I buy it? Just buy it. We all learn by doing. This Amazon is so easy, but it's something you have to learn by doing it. If you want to join the group, there's definitely help there and you can have items to look for, but just start. Pull the trigger, make that purchase, and start your Amazon journey. Last thing, if you really want help training, you want videos packed, all tell you what to do step by step, I recommend the training I took when I started, which is by the Selling Family. The link is here on the screen or down below. I highly recommend it because it's just so easy. It's worth the investment. I've never regretted buying it. They taught me how to do it and I got the ball rolling a lot faster than I probably could have on my own. Don't get me wrong, you don't have to do that. A lot of people can learn how to do it just from watching YouTube videos. There's lots of information out there, but if you want it all packed super easy, I really recommend that training. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions or other videos you'd like to know or see from me, please let me know. Comment below, like, subscribe, all that jazz. And if you need help ungating or want to join the Bolo group, those links are below and on my website. and I will see you back here for another Amazon selling video. I will probably be in Indiana still.